By the end of this lecture, learners will be able to define the term linguistics, describe the criteria of linguistic study, identify the procedures of linguistic study. Hello everybody. And welcome to the UNIV-ENGLISH channel. If you have not been here before, then, welcome to the UNIV-ENGLISH channel. It's all my pleasure to meet you again in this new series of e-learning lectures, aimed at developing your knowledge and skills in the area of linguistics, to reach teaching learning quality. If you're interested in learning more about linguistics, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. And also smash the notification bell to receive notifications of when I produce more videos like this. For more information, you are invited to visit my website, english.mokerma.com. So, let's begin with this question. How can you define linguistics? Linguistics is defined as the scientific study of human language. It involves an analysis of language form, language meaning, and language in context. The earliest known work on linguistics was done by the ancient Indian grammarian Panini in the 4th century BC. Linguistics has since evolved into a highly technical field involving the study of a wide range of linguistic phenomena from different levels of analysis. Definitions of linguistics. According to the American Heritage Dictionary of the English Language 2016, the use of linguistics means the study of the nature, structure, and variation of language, including phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, sociolinguistics, and pragmatics. According to Webster's New World College Dictionary 2014, the use of linguistics means the science of language, including phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics, sometimes subdivided into descriptive, historical, comparative, theoretical, and geographical linguistics. G. Duffy claims that linguistics observes language in action as a means for determining how language has developed, how it functions today, and how it is currently evolving. S. Pitt Corder states that linguistics is concerned with the nature of human language, how it is learned and what part it plays on the life of the individual and the community. Jean Aitchison asserts that linguistics tries to answer two basic questions. What is language? How does language work? Criteria of linguistic study. Linguistics is the scientific study of human language and speech. But how do we study language scientifically? Linguistic study involves an analysis of language form, language meaning, and language in context. Linguists traditionally analyze human language by observing an interplay between sound and meaning. When studying a particular language, linguists look at its phonology, grammar, and vocabulary. Linguists also consider the history of a language, how it has changed over time and how it is used in different social contexts. Considered as a scientific study, linguistics meets the following scientific criteria. 1. Objectivity. Personal feelings and value judgments are not accepted in linguistics. It aims to explore the way language really is, rather than how it should be or how we wish it were. Linguistics is concerned with facts. Therefore, the facts are not dependent on whether one likes or dislikes them. The search for the truth is what counts. All aspects of language are investigated, even those that might be considered a bit weird. This is because it is possible that the weird ones are important in understanding language. 2. Explicitness. Linguistics is explicit in the way it describes language. It does not use vague terms that cannot be defined and need to be taken on trust. The descriptions of language are precise and clear, so that other people can understand them. Words used to describe language have to be explicit. 3. Systematicity. Linguistics is systematic, it examines all the parts of language and how they fit together to make a whole. It does not just concentrate on one aspect of language, but looks at it from many different perspectives. It investigates patterns in language that can be described and explained using rules or principles. 4. Consistency. Linguistics is consistent. It uses the same methods to examine all aspects of language, whether it is grammar, vocabulary or pronunciation. It does not use different principles in different situations. It will always use the same principles to describe and explain a particular pattern. It should align with a set of rules or norms at all levels. A linguistic study that is inconsistent will not be valid or reliable. 5. Pertinence. Linguistic studies are pertinent to the real world. They are based on real situations and can be applied in real life. Linguistics is not an abstract science, but a practical one. It should be able to explain what people do and how they do it. It should be able to describe and explain real-world situations. 6. Exhaustiveness. Linguistic studies should be exhaustive. They should cover all the alternatives and possibilities. A linguistic study is not complete if it leaves out some information or fails to include certain situations. It should cover all the alternative choices, not just the main ones. Exhaustiveness means that a linguistic study should not be biased or incomplete. It should cover all possible situations, and not just the most common ones. It should deal with the uncommon as well as the common. Procedures of linguistic study. Studies in linguistics are carried out according to established steps. Linguistics as a scientific study follows two major ways, the inductive and the deductive method. The inductive method. The inductive method is used when the scientist gathers observations and facts about the thing being studied. It follows three main steps. 1. Observation. It is a tool to study the phenomenon thoroughly, with detailed observation, based on the data obtained from observation. This consists mainly in listening to native speakers in order to draw conclusions about the matter of study. 2. Description. It is the process of constructing a model of the phenomenon, through recordings and notes. The linguist selects only those aspects that are relevant to his study so as to avoid the risk of being overwhelmed by data. Linguistic description is often limited to a given set of broadly representative data items. 3. Conclusion. It is the process of finding a general explanation for the phenomenon under study. As it is very difficult to find a general statement, linguists often focus their attention on regularities in the data because languages are often changing. The deductive method. The deductive method is used when the scientist starts with a general statement or principle. He then deduces, draws out, specific conclusions from it and tests them one by one. The deductive method is used when the scientist gathers observations and facts about the thing being studied. It follows three main steps. 1. Hypothesis. Linguists would often use all of their observations to come up with a set of hypotheses. Then they make predictions, based on a given theory. These predictions are then tested to see if they have been correct. Linguists then deduct, draw out, specific conclusions from it and test them one by one to verify these hypotheses. 2. Verification. In the verification step, the results of several tests are compared to see if they support or oppose the hypotheses. For example, Amharic has a pitch accent in which high tones are more prominent than low tones. It is an important step to re-observe, listen again, and classify data and intuitions of the native speakers under study. This process helps linguists to establish what is correct and accepted, and what is not, for the given language. 3. Generalization. In the generalization step, the results are generalized to a larger group of languages or language families. This is done by comparing the results to those of other languages. The generalization step also involves looking for internal consistency within the data and analyzing the structure of the language. Generalization in linguistics can be made either for a particular language or for all languages. Conclusion. Linguistics is the scientific study of language. It includes the study of the structure, history, and development of language. Linguists also study how language is used in different social contexts. It covers several areas, including phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantics. Linguists also study the history of language, how it changes over time, and how it is used in different contexts. Linguistics can be used to help people learn new languages, understand how language works, and improve communication. Linguistics is a complex and fascinating field that is constantly evolving.